Hello, welcome back to my daily Tour Divide coverage. We're now on day 11, so let's get over to track leaders and see what's been happening. Well, you know by now, Robin is way out front at the head of the race. He's just approaching the Gila National Forest, and that's where the fire diversions that we spoke about yesterday are. So you can see the orange line here on track leaders. That is the reroute around the big fires that are north of Silver City. So effectively they're in this area where the cursor is now, and it sounds like it's a pretty big fire. It's been affecting a lot of the local residents, and a lot of the roads are closed just for emergency access and things like that. So it's just not feasible for the divide to go around. But it looks like Robin's going to be meeting that junction soon. So from the sounds of it, there's a few kind of climbs. It won't be as hard as the Gila. The Gila is actually one of the kind of the tougher parts of the route. Partly from where it is on the route. Obviously, you're right near the end now, and also it's quite steep, and fatigue is really in your body by then, and just the sort of the changing to the steeper climbs after the sort of more gradual gradients further down the route can be a bit of a shock to the system, and it's hot as well. It might be marginally easier going around this way. I think there's a bit of resupply. There's a couple of towns on the route. I'll tell you what, I'll go on to Rubber GPS and show you there. It's a little bit easier. I'll take the wind layer off. Silver City's here. If I put heat maps on, I suspect we might be able to see the route. It's or the reroute. It's been used before. Here we go here. So Robin is just around this area here. And you can see the reroute. Heads, I think it's primarily small roads through here. If I go to the Google map, I should be able to hopefully get a little dot somewhere. It goes down towards Mogollon. I think that's how you say it. So I think it's dirt roads down to Mogollon, and then a very small tarmac road here. So that's the kind of terrain we're dealing with here. And then on to Highway 180, and with this little kind of dirt road alternate around Buckhorn. Always better to stay off the highways if possible. And then reconnecting with Highway 180 into Silver City, and then reconnecting with the route as it heads south of Silver City. Last year, this bit of extra dirt road was added in to avoid this highway here. I can't remember the name of the highway here. But typically gets quite warm, although as we discussed yesterday, it sounds like there could be some storms brewing as well. So if I just go onto the weather, it's just AccuWeather. Not quite sure how accurate it is, but it's looking like this is the hourly. 36, 47, 50%, up to 66% of rain, sort of in the morning and again in the afternoon. So it's kind of roulette, really. I mean, if Robin gets caught in a shower, then this section out of Silver City could be bad, and this section here towards Sepa could be pretty bad. And but it's roulette. It really is on this section. And then there's tarmac down to Hachita, and then the new section of the Continental Divide Trail, avoiding the highway here before that final run into the Straits. So I imagine at the moment, well, in 2019, I'm not riding as fast as Robin. I stayed in the Beaverhead Forest Station, which is in the Gila, so probably somewhere around here where the cursor is at the moment. So Robin's a bit north of that, but he's riding faster. So I must have started about 3 or 4 in the morning and finished about midnight. So I suspect if we go to the tracker now, local time is it's 2:14. Robin looks like he's still moving, so I suspect he'll probably be finished. I would have thought around about midnight if all goes to plan. It will certainly be dark, early hours of the morning, assuming that everything is fairly fast rolling still. Of course, he may still have a power nap or a sleep. He said way back early in the coverage that he likes to sleep an hour and a half section. So if he needs to sleep, I suspect he'll stop for an hour and a half. Realistically, that's going to be 2 hours of not moving time. At this stage, the finish is in sight. He might be able to push through. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on Robin there. Now, before I go any further, I'll just thank the sponsors. Everyone knows by now. Redshift, they do loads of really cool stuff. I've not actually touched on their aero stuff. So they do some kind of pretty cool little aero bars. They're quick release ones, so you can just clip them on and off pretty easily. There's a few riders who use these out there, and also this funky kind of seat post where you can kind of have two positions. Quite often in an aero position you need to be a bit further forward on the saddle. This allows you to kind of rock the saddle forward. So yeah, quite a nice little idea. They certainly think outside the box, the guys at Redshift, and yeah, cool products. So yeah, check those guys out as always. I'll put the link on screen. And of course, Enduro Bearings, they do their range of bearings, bottom brackets, everything we've talked about already. Again, some nice solutions with the Torque-Tight threaded bottom brackets for press fit, the direct line derailleur pulleys, and also pivot bearings as well. So actually, a lot of full suspension bikes do actually buy their bearings from Enduro. I think all the Santa Cruz bikes have Enduro bearings, and a few other brands as well. So yeah, Enduro bearings, really good stuff, and certainly the next time I do Tour Divide, because there will be a next time. Every time I do this coverage, I end up wanting to go out again. The next time I do it, I'll be running full Enduro bearings for sure. Just one less thing to worry about is your bearings breaking down. So yeah, big thank you to Enduro Bearings for their support. So let's head a little bit further back now. We've focused a bit on Robin, and it's looking viable. He could potentially still, it's 10 days, 19 hours. He might sneak under 12 days if everything went really well. The projection at the moment, according to track leaders, is 11 days, 20 hours. So we'll see. That would be pretty spectacular if he did get under 12 days. So we'll keep an eye on that. So hopefully tomorrow I might be able to bring you news of his finish. Further back, now we're starting to get the real action. I mean, Robin's just been out there by himself for much of the race, so it's no kind of real news there. But I've been talking about this potential battle for the second position. Jens van Roost, he seems to have been slowing comparatively compared to Yoken Buringer and Max Sarisa, and Yoken's been on an absolute charge, and yeah, he's caught up with Jens. Now this is quite interesting because they are both in Abiquiu, which I think is a correct pronunciation. I always get that a little bit wrong. So Jens looks like he's staying in the motel there. And I'm not quite sure where Yoken's staying. He's staying somewhere anyway. They're both in town. And now the interesting section is here. There is no resupply from Abiquiu until Cuba. I'll show you on Rive GPS. It's a bit clearer. So they are, where are they? Where's Cuba? They'll be going through Santa Fe. So they will be roughly after this highway section, I believe. Is that Abiquiu there? I've lost where I am now. They'll be in this section. Right here, sorry. So Abiquiu here. They've got this long section without any resupply. And now if you look at the elevation, it's actually one of the kind of longest climbs on the route. It's just you drop down quite high. Obviously, you've been at quite high altitude in Colorado. Then you drop down relatively low. And then there's a long drag back up past sort of Santa Fe. I forget the name of the pass actually. But yeah, it's a long draggy climb, not always easy going. And then there's just, it feels like the classic, you might have heard the term forest jail. You're just in the forest for miles and miles going round and up and down. It's never quite flat. So yeah, you need quite a bit of resupply there. I don't recall seeing any water there. My point is, I'm rambling a bit, but Abiquiu, that's a key resupply, and the shop opens, or the gas station opens, I think it's like 6:30 or 7. So essentially Jens and Yoken are most likely, unless one of them's got a lot of food or a lot of water or found alternatives, they're most likely going to be queuing outside that gas station when it opens, probably in, kind of 4 hours or so. So they might both get a big sleep. So yeah, they're going to essentially start tomorrow at the same time. Unless one of them decides to roll the dice and start or has a load of food and take a risk. There is a stream on the way up, so they could resupply there. I think I filled up there last time in 2019. So yeah, interesting there. Max is a little further back. Again, he's been closing a bit on Jens, so he could potentially get there. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. See what happens. Further back, all these riders were fairly close. Xavier looks like he's pushed on a bit, so he's trying to make 5th place his own. And then we've got the classic grouping up in towns, so Del Norte. So Benjamin Hohen, he's kind of just sort of stealthed his way into the top 10. He's been there or thereabouts, but he's really seems to be finishing quite strong. And Mike Martin, they're staying in town. And then a bit further back, the gaps are developing. So we've got our next kind of group of riders: Jimmy Ashby, Dirty Dan Connell, and Andrew Onar. So he's our single speed leader, and he's actually ahead of Chris Plesko's record. If we zoom out a little bit, where is Chris Plesko? He's must be stopped somewhere, but yeah, he's made a big gap on that record for now. So yeah, I've actually got a voice note from Andrew, so let's hear what Andrew has to say about his time on the Divide so far.
Yo, Josh, it's Andrew out on the Divide route. I'm climbing up Boreas Pass right now. I've had a blast listening to all of your recaps day by day and figured I should chime in. First of all, trivia question for you. I'm chasing Plesko's time, and I'm curious, how many people have actually been under 15 days and 8 hours, period? See how many you can name off the top of your head, and then maybe look it up. Breathing a little bit because getting a little higher at altitude. Been experiencing all the highs and all the lows and all the in between. It's been absolutely phenomenal out here. Really grateful for the time. And man, has it been exciting trying to stay with Plesko's dot. Just earlier today, we got into one of these towns, stopped at the Maverick. I was there, and then Yossi rolled up a little bit later. I pull up track leaders, and what do you know? The Chris Plesko dot rolls up too. How cool is that? That he's keeping me honest, and when I would have sat for another few minutes, I was like, man, I should probably get rolling. That's a long voice note. Might be the only one you get from me, but keep up the great work, and thanks for everything you're doing.
So yeah, really great to hear from Andrew. So yeah, thanks for sending that voice note in, Andrew. And if we look at the map, Chris Plesko's dot is actually just behind Megan Hackinen's record here. So they are basically, or historical data shows them in sergeants. And Andrew is now, he's basically got to Del Norte, I think. So yeah, solid riding there. He seems to have pushed a big gap, and he's sort of directly trying to race that dot as well, which is pretty cool. So at the moment, he's looking good, on course for a single speed record. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. And obviously, he just asked a bit of a question there. This is his trivia question. How many riders in the history of the Tour Divide have gone under 15 days, 8 hours, which is the current single speed record? So I've got a bit of paper here. I've been through some of the results, and I think I've got most people here. So I think the first person to break that kind of time was Mike Hall in 2013. And so he was a shade under 15 days. 2014 wasn't the fastest year. 2015, this was a pretty, I guess, a bit of a turning point, because there was actually four riders getting under that time. So Josh Cato took the win. JP Tavari and Neil Belchenko, they were second and third, and Dylan Taylor was fourth. He was under 15 days, 8 hours too. 2016 was the record year. That was the year Mike Hall set his, it was like 13 days, 23 odd hours. So that was a record that riders have been chasing for 8 years since then, until last year. 2017, Brian Lucido, he did a 14 hours 22, and Josh Cato also got under 15 days, 8 hours. 2018, Lewis Sidor, he was about, I think it was 15 days, 5 hours, 5 or 6 hours, something like that. Then there was a bit of a gap. 2019 was a bit of a bad weather year. That was when I was there. Everyone got stuck at Brush Mountain Lodge. Chris Seistrup, he was like 15 days, 11 odd hours. And 2022, Sofian Sahili, he got under 15 days. He was 14 days, 16 hours. Actually, Manu Katrus, he was second that year. It doesn't really count. He did 15 days, 8 hours and 2 minutes. So unfortunately, Manu, you're 2 minutes off making this official list. 2023, obviously, we've seen a big level up since 2022. So 2023, Ulrich Bartholomew, Justina Slovakia and Joe Nation, they all went under that sort of 15-day, 8 hours. 15-day, 8-hour time. 2024, that was the FKT time, so the top three all went under that time. So Justinas, Ulrich and Lawrence Tendam. So yeah, that's all the kind of grand depart riders that I could find. I don't think I've missed any. And then also Austin Killips, she set the record on an ITT of 14 hours, 23 minutes. So that was last summer. And then of course Lachlan Morton, he did his well publicized 12 days, 12 hours. The route wasn't exact. There was a few diversions and this and that. And but that's still a fast time. So yeah, if you listen, Andrew, that is the list. So if you want to add your name to that, then keep pedaling. You're doing a great job. So that was the single speed record, and our fastest woman is still Natalie Bayon. She's currently in, where is she? If I zoom in on the map, she is, I'm losing track. She's past Del Norte. Looks like she's camping out. There might be a pit toilet or something there she's camping in, or just sleeping out in the wild. Natalie's pace has kind of slowed a little bit, as we discussed yesterday. Or actually, it was a podcast last night. Did the next episode of the Ultrascape podcast, and so if you're enjoying this daily coverage and you want a bit more in depth, then check that out. I'll put the link on screen now. And we had Hannah Simon on as a guest, so I was joined by Becky Waters, my co-host, and Hannah Simon. So yeah, we had a really good discussion, and we were just discussing how the fact that Natalie's pace has dropped off since Lael slowed down, and it kind of, or since Lael scratched, and it's kind of slowed her pace down. But also we see the opposite with Andrew chasing Chris Plesko's record. You need some motivation sometimes. So Natalie looks like she's slowed, but she's still comfortably in first place. Anna Jager, she's in second place. And then we had that really interesting sort of battle developing further back. There were 4 women staying together in Wamsata last night. So out of those 4, Karen Pocock, she actually looks like she's still riding, but she's heading to she's about 90 miles away from Silverthorne. Alexandra Huchin, she's in 4th, and then we've got Gillian Hatch and Quindra Verhoel, and Quindra's just before Steamboat Springs. Gillian looks like she's in Steamboat. So yeah, that battle is kind of been brewing up nicely. Right, now I've got a couple more voice notes for you to listen to. First up is I've got one from Quindra actually, so let's hear what Quindra's been saying about her journey through Colorado.
Wow, could also be altitude. I keep forgetting that most of this race is above 2,000 meters. Still the sea level, girl. Anyway, we're having a pretty good day. It's very sunny, very climby. We just had a resupply point that was unexpected and very cute by a local community center. I will look at the place later. And we have 30K to go to Brush Mountain Lodge. We're gonna have some nice food there. I think I'm gonna check a location in Steamboat for the middle of the night because I want to fix my rear brake because it only has 30% and I can't fix it myself any further. Yep.
So yeah, that's Quindra. I think she was referring to Savory and the community centre there. That's kind of the little town before you get to Brush Mountain Lodge. So yeah, currently about 2:30 in the morning. So it's not looking like she's reached Steamboat as she was saying she was hoping to. But yeah, if she's got brake problems, she can have a sleep, and then the shop should be open in the morning, and hopefully she can get that brake fixed. Next up, I've got actually Yoken's been sending me daily reports. I've not put them on every single day, but it's just really interesting. He's really kind of communicating well about sort of how it is out on the divide. So I thought I'd just play Yoken's voice note from day 11. There's some interesting stuff in there. So let's listen to Yoken and see what he's saying. He's obviously just caught Jens, so he's in the battle for that second position now. So this is Yoken and his roundup of day 11.
Hi Josh, short update from Tour Divide race day 11. So yesterday in the afternoon I was really feeling weak. I also had some stomach issues, had to jump into the trees several times for big business, and I think this led also to some dehydration. So I was feeling very weak, and it was very hard to keep some watts on the pedals, but I somehow fight it till Del Norte, and there I had reserved a hotel, and also the gas station was still open, so I could get a huge amount of food and took it to the hotel and ate part of it in the evening, and the other half then for breakfast before I started from the hotel then when it was still night in the very early morning after 4.5 hours of sleep, but much longer standing time because as I was so weak, everything took longer. Getting organized in the hotel, washing my bib, I don't know. Everything felt like taking ages. But finally, when I then started into the day, it was quite cold, in the opposite to the day before. And due to all the food, I felt strong again. And that then continued now for the remaining day. So currently it's 2 p.m. in the afternoon. I'm currently walking up the CDT. There's the rough section with loose stones. I could partly ride it, but I did this mistake already at the lava mountain and got some severe saddle sores. So here I will walk to avoid bumping around on the saddle too much. Because today actually is the first day where my saddle sores got better again. So somehow the body is a miracle and can sometimes even recover while still putting additional load on it. At the moment I have no idea where I'm in regards to position. So position is clear, it's third position, but how close I'm to number 2 or number 4, Jens or Max, because there is no cell phone reception since, I don't know, hours, at least with my contract. So therefore, I have the feeling that I'm going strong and can create a larger gap again towards Max. But could be that he's also very strong today and he's even closing the gap, so no idea at all. But I'm quite optimistic. I have no idea yet where to sleep this night, but let's see how far I get. What kind of accommodations are available. So maybe it's a night out in the bivvy today, let's see. That's it for day 11 with a short update from a motivated Jochen, who feels much better than yesterday again. Cheers!
Well, yeah, Yoken's short update was pretty long there, but some really interesting stuff there. You know, you can hear, well, him and Quindra, you know, sounds like Quindra's been a bit up and down, and, you know, food and altitude all adds up. And as Yoken said, you know, a good night's sleep, a lot of food, and your body can just repair. And by this point in the divide, your body's just kind of getting accustomed to it. It's realised that this is what you're going to be doing. Yeah, it's amazing what he can do. So Yoken is absolutely flying at the moment. So yeah, he looks like he's really ridden a very consistent race, and yeah, looking forward to seeing what he does over the next few days. So I appreciate this is quite a long one. I've been on a bit of a ramble today, but I'll finish off with some Instagram stories. So let's just see what Robin's got to say. We've not heard from him from a few days, so this is Robin.
Monday morning. Yesterday was a bit too tough to post. I felt like making sure I get rid of all the big mountains, or the last big ones, so I was pushing really hard. There were actually real mountain bike sections, and I did 320 Ks, 5,500 meters of climbing on the 10th day, so I was definitely on the grind. Now trying to hold it together. There's 200 Ks of tarmac coming up, so aero bars for breakfast, aero bars for lunch, and then we're getting closer.
So yeah, Robin just trucking on there. It's not easy for anyone, although Robin is obviously flying and making it look easy, but you can tell he's suffering there.
I saw a bear yesterday, just a black one, but bear count 1.
And yeah, into New Mexico, and he's seen his first bear of the trip. So yeah, Robin, yeah, it's just telling on everyone. You know, there's highs and lows. I mean, as Yoken kind of alluded to in his voice note, there's just ups and downs. So yeah, I've just obviously Benjamin Howen. He's kind of creeping sort of into the top 10 there. He's just sort of stealthed his way in, as you said. Just trying to find out a bit about him. Found his Instagram. There's not much there. But yeah, that's Benjamin. He's doing a great ride, so keep it up, Benjamin. Also, a reel from Josh Reed. He's a little bit further back now, heading. I think he's heading towards the basin now. So he's putting some good reels up. Definitely give Josh's Instagram a follow. He's done some good reels throughout the race, but I just thought I'd share this one because, yeah, as we alluded to yesterday, the conditions are a bit trickier further back. So this is Josh.
It's day 10 of the Tour Divide. We're up a big pass. We've got snow. We're going over another big pass, Union Pass.
So it looks like that's Togwati.
Wasn't expecting this with the heat at the start of the race.
I'm just going to silence it a bit as well, because otherwise YouTube will get angry with music on there. But yeah, that's what you get. You get mud. You can see his Redshift seat post there as well, so you see it out in action. That looks like Union Pass at the moment, and yeah, that's the divide for you. All conditions, all the time.
Union Pass. Close to 3,000 meters above sea level.
So yeah, you can see there Josh as well. He's carrying that massive camera around. So do keep an eye on him. There'll be a pretty cool video after the Tour Divide is finished. So yeah, that's Josh Reed. Check out his Instagram for the full reel without me muting it, because I don't want to get copyright infringements, because it just gives me grief on Instagram, on YouTube. Got a couple of scratches to report as well. So Mateo Paez, he sent us a few good voice messages. So yeah, it looks like he's having a bit of a rough time. So basically he crashed twice in the basin, and he's basically just, he's getting knee problems. So he broke that kneecap in 2021, and he's just trying to protect his body, it looks like. So yeah, that's Mateo. He got to Silverthorne, So halfway through Colorado, being a solid ride there. But yeah, he's pulled the pin. So sorry to see that, but yeah, great ride by Matteo there, and yeah, thanks for the input to the coverage. Also got Svein Tuft. Where has he gone? Here we go. It says Svein. He's also finally pulled the pin, which is a real shame actually. But he's been suffering from a bit of a cold and respiratory sort of illness pretty much throughout the race. So yeah, this is Svein pulling the pin. Unfortunately, it sounds like he got to Salida. So here's Svein.
Hello, friends. Yeah, it's with great sadness that I sitting here in Salida, Colorado, and yeah, I'm pulling the pin on my divide. The last 4 hours making it here, I've been running on like 25%, and so something's just not right. So yeah, health always trumps everything in my books, and it's a bummer. But thank you for everyone's support and following along. Much appreciated.
Yeah, so that's Svein. Obviously, shame to see him go, but he's done some great updates, and yeah, been a key part of this divide. And finally, just a story that made me laugh. Dirty Dan doing his laundry in a hotel room and using the air conditioning fan to swing his shorts around and dry them. So yeah, just little things like this happen all the time on Divide, and it's kind of the things you don't always see. So yeah, Dan also doing a solid ride now. So yeah, that's my update for today. It's a bit of a long one. Thanks for watching on YouTube or listening on the podcast. And don't forget to check out Ultrascape episode 8. We've got some really good insight from Hannah Simon there. So yeah, see you again tomorrow. And yeah, maybe we'll have a winner by tomorrow. So yeah, stay tuned and see you then.